internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators' comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show.
Welcome to the Not Near Mint Show, everybody. It is the 134th episode of Not Near Mint. Today we have special guests for you, Homebrewed Comics. The name of the comic is CRIT, Intestinal Fortitude, and we're going to bring everybody right in right now. Say hello to everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
What up? Hi, everybody.
So hi there, Homebrewed Comics. We see that you were somebody that used to play Dungeons and Dragons back in high school, and as a result of that, y'all got together and made a comic book. Can you tell the audience a little bit about it?
Yeah. Well, I think they all played through high school. I didn't meet everybody until college. I was actually their boss for a while, and they convinced me to play D&D with them, and it was all downhill from there. No, when they first approached me to join the game, we had been working at GameStop together, so you would automatically assume like uber nerds. But really, outside of video games and some other stuff, I never really was a total nerd. And they were like, oh, we get to role play. It's fun. You should come try it sometime. And I thought, well, hey, a lot of my employees play. It's a good, team building thing. I didn't really have a lot of fun my first time. And after a few sessions, they were like, oh, we should try, a Mass Effect homebrew game. And we wound up playing that for about 2 years. And we still talk about that game. So back in 2019, I hadn't seen some of them in about 10 years. I was going through some life things, and I called one of the players, team members, one of my best friends, and said, hey, we should get the guys back together and play superhero D&D. And he said, well, we need to work on that and figure out how that works. And so we spent like a weekend building the classes and approached everybody and got everyone back together. And after the first session, I said, this is too ridiculous not to turn into a comic book. And originally it was going to be just for us. And then somebody was like, oh, you got to let everybody else read that too. And it turned into now we're going on like 6th printed issue, and we have 36 issues printed. So it's quite the ride.
So what was it like getting started in the game, working in comic books? Was this something that you had any background in? Did you grow up reading comic books? What made you decide to go, let's do this as a comic book?
I had no background in comics. I had read comics, huge fan of 90s X-Men, Chris Claremont series, and I got into Spawn right out the gate. I still have the first printing of the first 30 issues. My father and I actually traveled around and chased down. Oh, Jerry! Oh, my boys are in here. Awesome, thanks, guys. But we chased down all the first prints of Spawn the first year it came out, and I just continued to collect that book. I really enjoyed it, probably because it was uber violent, and I was a 13-year-old boy, so it was fun. But I had no background in art. I had no background in writing. I had no background in anything comic books. If you look back here, I have a bunch of guitar amps, and my background's music. I played music professionally for 6 years.
That's awesome.
And so when I started, I'm sure my wife will show up at some point in the comments as well. But my wife is a phenomenal artist, and I started drawing, and I spent 3 months just drawing this issue 0 that we never released. And after a few months of drawing this, I was really proud of it. I'd shown a few people, and we were in bed watching TV, and I hand the tablet to her, and I say, hey, I finished the book. What do you think? And she reads through, and she's scrolling and hands it back to me and turns the TV back on. There she is, comments, and she says, it's okay, and turns the TV back on. Yeah. So, I had the choice of
Have you ever watched the movie Funny Farm?
I have not.
It's with Chevy Chase. He's a horrible actor. It's fine. But there's a scene in the movie with Chevy Chase where he gives this book that he's been writing the whole movie to his wife, Beverly D'Angelo, and she reads through every page until he wakes up the next morning and she's in tears going, I hate it. Burn it. If the reaction wasn't that, it must have been good.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I think she was trying to not hurt my feelings personally. And looking at it, even now, it's not the worst thing in the world. But I'm sure she just said, okay, he had his fun. Now he'll go back to work and do something like productive.
But
and
isn't that what love is?
Drawing the next book.
Love is trying to not hurt your feelings.
Yeah, she'll say that she gives me constructive criticism, and so when I actually went back into it, like I said, I had the choice of just giving up, or I could, try harder. And so the next day, I started drawing again, and every page I would just go to her and say, "What do I need to do?" Because again, she's very talented. She has, I don't know, she's been drawing since she was a kid. Her mom is an art teacher. She's phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
She's also a very talented photographer, so she knows angles and positioning and stuff. And for the first 2.5 issues after that, so issue 1, issue 2, and most of issue 3, every page has her stamp of approval on it. Usually she would erase like a leg or an arm or something and fix it, and then I'd have to draw over top of her sketches because she would resketch the page and say,
"Fuck that leg.
This is wrong." She made fun of me because apparently I only drew women. I didn't draw men because none of my men had.
Oh, so you're like J. Scott Campbell.
No, I drew men. Just they were not well endowed. So she said, "You need to learn how to draw crotches," and she went in and
Crotches.
You
So she
need
taught
the
me how to
bulge.
right, which was even more awkward because I'm drawing my friends, and so
Sounds
especially
good.
all those angles. That's why we don't do bikini shots, because I really don't want to draw my friends in bikinis.
So what do they say, like 10,000 hours of anything, and then you'll get like crazy good at it. So like if you sat there and you drew, put that much time in, if you put that much time into like learning how to fly a helicopter, not that they're the same, but I think Todd McFarlane talks about like not being able to draw hands at first, and he's like, no, I just fucking focused on hands, and he was able to bang it out. See what I did there? You see what I did there?
It's kind of like art school where they would force you to draw 10 or maybe at least 100 hands, 100 feet by the end of the first semester. You would hate doing it, but at least you knew how to kind of do some digits.
I watched
Michael,
a lot of
he
Comic
means
videos.
perspective.
I hate perspective.
It's
Was that
tough.
Homebrewed?
It is.
Yeah,
Like define like focal points and then draw out. Yeah, I mean, like you got to take classes on that shit.
I heard it's easier with digital
We don't
art
have to,
nowadays.
well, yeah, because a lot of the programs have the
Yeah,
the stuff
that
built in.
perspective.
Focal
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes, I spent almost 8 to 10 hours a day just drawing. When COVID hit, especially, I didn't have much to do. I worked from home and we weren't doing much, so I just sat there all day and drew.
And
over
worked on
over and over
hands?
again. Hands, feet. I was big on hands and feet because I remember making fun of a certain person who never drew hands and feet.
Rob
And
Liefeld.
actually, that we had conversations about him. I was arguing with my wife. I'm like, but look at this guy. Look at his anatomy. And she said, well, that's his style. Do you want to be wrong? Or
Is
do you
that
want
his
to be right?
style? Not being able to draw feet.
I mean,
Unfortunately, that's what
if
he's
you know
going
Rob
for now.
Liefeld, you know he just
I
used
don't
to-
know. I don't know if it's a style as much as it is like a deficiency.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, that's why they call it a practice.
But hell, he's laughing all the way to the bank. I don't draw.
And so is
shit.
J. Scott Campbell. J. Scott Campbell has said outright, even way back from that comic that I have way up there with the Mary Jane and the Impossible pose.
Nobody's
on
buying my variants.
what people like the way that his women looked, even if they didn't look realistic or like they had extra portions in their spine.
I got an Adam Hughes book today, and an Adam Hughes cover. Bet you'll never be able to guess it. Neither.
She-Hulk.
No,
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, continue.
But,
I apologize.
earlier today, we even had, it just came out today from Detective Comics. This guy, great artist, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he did a cover for Detective, and it has Batman standing on top of the car. Does a great looking exhaust out the back of the Batmobile, but what is Batman standing on? It looks great, but you start wondering where's the perspective, and did you think about that? Did he get it? No, probably not.
So I have some questions, Homebrewed. Do you have like any like idols, like in terms of artists and stuff, like who catches your fancy?
There's a ton of people like Jim Lee, clearly like 90s guys. Most of the original Image guys I'm a huge fan of. My two top people in comics are always Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane. From that 90s period was when I was really getting into comics, and 90s X-Men is probably the reason I wanted to draw comics. Just seeing they were just epic looking, and Jim Lee still has it. That stuff all the time, and I'm like, wow, and you look at some of the guys from that time period who just don't anymore, and they're even younger than him. So I've always loved Jim Lee's anatomy. He really gets the superhero. And I like Todd McFarlane. His business practices are just, nothing to scoff at, for one. And
To see, like, I feel like they really, the torch got passed to like these guys, and they've maintained the industry and seen it evolve.
They've, Todd, I've listened to so many videos of Image Comics when they first started, and just listening to Todd was kind of an inspiration for a guy who had zero background in comics, and he kept saying like he would get rejection letters all the time, and he was getting rejection letters while he worked at Marvel, right? From Marvel. So
No way.
Didn't he go to business school to begin with, and art was just a side thing?
And he wanted to do it, and in one of his videos he talks about how he would work, his full-time job, come home, and he would always put at least an hour a day into his art. And that was something I kind of took to heart, just listening to people that had done it and had done it the hard way. I never, ask anybody that knows me in the comments, I never do anything the easy way. And it was, making comics was something, I have zero background in it. I see people all the time that ask, like, well, how do you get into it? I just said, I want to do this. And actually, like, the Kickstarter we launched, I had no Instagram, I had no following, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just put it on Kickstarter, and it failed because I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, I had a close friend of mine who's very wealthy and said, hey, whatever you do well. So here's money. What do you need?
Oh, nice.
And, I gave every person that actually supported book one, I gave them book one for free because he paid for it. I just emailed them and said, hey, I have all your info. You're getting a free book. Thank you for, being
That
interested.
is awesome.
It's never about making money. It's always about just getting the content out. And I think I'm a firm believer in, if you just want to do it, you can do it. I taught myself how to play guitar after I joined a band. I lied to them and told them I knew how to play. First
No.
Yep.
That is hilarious.
2 years later, I got signed to Sony Records. So.
No, stop.
Dead serious.
I think I was told that years ago about acting, that even if you can't do it, just say that you can learn how to do it later.
You can learn how to do anything if you try hard enough.
Todd became a teacher.
And I remember showing up for the first band practice, and we were trying out for all the guitarists. And I had a distortion pedal, and I knew hammer-ons, and I knew a few things. I had taken some lessons, and fake it till you make it. And I just played as fast and heavy as I could, not knowing anything other than, like I said, I took a few lessons when I was a kid. And I show up to actually like write music with these guys, and the other guy starts playing, and I'm watching his hands, and I'm like, cool, I'm just going to stand here for a while. And he's like, you don't know anything, do you? I said, no, but I have some really nice equipment that I bought, and I have a lot of time to learn. And we spent every night, like I would leave work, drive 45 minutes down to his place, we'd get some beer, and we would just drink all night and play guitar. And he's still one of my best friends today. We've gone separate ways in our life, but the fact that he said, he's like, you must have that much determination to show up in a room of guys and lie to us that you can play. And all my friends are coming out. This is awesome. Thanks, guys. I know it's late too. And that kind of set the tone for me for the rest of my life. I never really said I couldn't do anything after that, because if you can get into a room of people that do this every day and tell them, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and lie to them, and then somehow go on tour and somehow, get signed to a record label and, make a living off something you had no idea what you were doing. I think putting the effort in and just putting one step forward every day. That's what I do. People love to ask me too about, like, how do I turn Dungeons and Dragons into a comic book, because it's tough. And so I just record the sessions and I listen to my friends be idiots and I just start sketching it out. Like, what does this look like to me? And we have a book.
How old were you when you started reading comics?
Oh God. So I'm an 83 baby, and before 1990 I had
87 baby.
Yeah, my father knew a lot of guys in the comic book industry. In fact, he did like some guest work, I guess, on like a Justice League Europe cover one time. My dad just knows everybody somehow, and so I was introduced to it at a young age, and he got me like a Ninja Turtles trade, and it was black and white. It was,
you
were
lucky
brutal,
bastard.
and I still have it, and that was my first introduction to comics. And then I know I had Batman. I had a lot of stuff because we'd be in, my mom would shut me up in the grocery line, with comic books. Here, take this, take that.
Yep.
The first real like comics I got into were probably like when I old enough to realize what I was reading, would have been, X-Men. I loved Gambit, the suave dude, because I was not suave at all. I couldn't even talk to a girl. And here's this dude that just like, he has the hottest girl in the comic book, Rogue, like on his side. I was like, oh, that guy's cool. And then you have Wolverine, who's just a badass smoking a cigar all the time, and he was short like me. And I'm like, oh, okay, I like that guy. But I was always a huge fan of Batman. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I've thought about this a lot. My first birthday cake that I remember was Batman, my first Halloween costume. And I think and you can see Batman over here. Batman's on my wedding ring. I always loved the character. I don't know when I started reading it, though, because I have so many books and no one knows when I actually got them.
Did you see the 89 movie, though? I mean, because that thing...
I've seen it 1,000 times.
Exactly.
I actually had the VHS tape until it wore out when I was a kid.
So it was a phenomenon. It was more than just comics back, like Batman 89.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I
were
had
you
cereal.
reading the
I ate the
Bane
Batman
breaking the
cereal when
Bat?
it came out.
Or were you reading like
Prince
the Bane breaking the Batman? Were you reading Batman Adventures? I mean, what was like your entry?
I do remember reading the Bane series because for the longest time, the Nightfall Batman was my favorite Batman. So much my father has Nightfall Batman tattooed on him, like the Azrael Batman, because that's always been my favorite suit. I know it's Jean-Paul Valley. We can argue about it all day long, but as a kid, that badass robotic Batman suit with the claws, and he's just brutal. That I love that series. I have every single one of them on a shelf. It stuck out to me. That costume was just never beaten.
No, he knows.
So earlier, before we started the show, we were talking about sharing the screen so that the viewers can see some of the artwork. Do you have any of that so that the audience can see what you're working on?
I can share the Kickstarter. I've got a
Sweet.
whole ton of stuff on the Kickstarter here. So, cool. So, really awesome. This funded $1,500 in 26 minutes. The fastest I've funded.
Minutes!
Holy
Not
shit.
hours, minutes!
Yeah, 26 minutes.
Jesus,
Everybody came out to support, and that means a lot. This is our 5th crowdfunding adventure, and I went live on Instagram. A bunch of people were just in and out all night, and half of my friends were just watching, and they were like, "Chris, you just funded 26 minutes, phenomenal showing," and I couldn't be more blessed to have the crew that we do. So yeah, Crit is a superhero comic book for those that have never heard of me, which is probably most of you, which is fine. Superhero comic book based on Dungeons and Dragons, so it's full of tongue-in-cheek humor. Just imagine you and your friends sitting down and pretending to be superheroes, and that's pretty much what we do. I won't play the big long video because it's about an hour long behind the scenes. If you have some time, put it on. It's fun, full of our stupidity. This book is called Intestinal Fortitude, and for those of you that do not know what that means, it means the ability not to shit your pants. And that pretty much sums up the whole book.
What? Holy shit.
Yeah, actually, my friend Jason told me we just came up with the name because there's a scene in the book where one of the characters is trying not to throw up, and we play D&D, so you have to make a fortitude save not to throw up, and we call it Intestinal Fortitude. So this is the close of the first chapter. It's 6 books, all in one. You can get individuals. We have a trade paperback, but it closes out the chapter and really introduces everyone. It's like this is their origin story. The first 6 issues are their origin story. And if you've played D&D, it takes about 5 or 6 sessions to really get into your groove with the characters. As a DM, you need to understand your characters. As a player, you need to understand what you're playing. So this is where everything kind of comes together. And it comes together in a very funny, tongue-in-cheek, brutal way. There's a lot of brutality that goes on in the book. So, if you like, I love the other guys because we also kind of copied a scene of that in one of our books, and that was because they actually did that in the game. They wanted to jump out of a building like the other guys and aim for the bushes. We were at the end.
We're going to make it. We're not going to make it.
The building's about to blow up. What do you guys do? And they were like, well, we're going to aim for the bushes. And they put the video on YouTube. It was great.
That's hilarious.
But it's very Suicide Squad meets buddy cop. Like I said, if you could imagine you and your friends just Natalie versus the internet. If you watch the video, the internet keeps cutting out on her, and we put little Natalie versus the internet, and she lost.
No.
But if you like buddy cop movies from the 90s, if you like superhero stuff, and just I call it a feel good book. It's not too dark. It has its dark moments, just like anything in real life would, but it's not anything that you can't relate to. We make a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes and pop culture references, so there's always something you can get into. But here's our cover. So this is a standard cover. That's by Mohamed Lugason and Nestor Radula, 2 guys that do all of our standard covers. And then we've got the really funny Robert Nix cover. He does all these awesome comedic
I love
covers.
that one.
And we've got the villain cover. I love this one. This one kind of came out of left field. An artist did this and sent it to me, and I was just blown away by our 2 cool villains. And this guy right here has become a fan favorite now. We were getting a lot of fan art about Zaka, the demon lord kind of guy. And then we've got another hollow cover, the hero edition. So we've got 2 deluxe books, 2 standard books, and here's all the art.
Damn, that one's clean.
Yeah. This one I pitched to the artist.
That supervillain one is great.
Yeah, the villain one is probably my favorite. This one I can't help but laugh at because it's just great.
That's hilarious.
Tacos everywhere. The trade paperback cover will be loaded probably in the next day or so. The colorist, he ran into some problems and needed a little bit more time to get it finished, but it'll be posted. This one I pitched. If you've ever listened to Lonely Island, they have a song, Cool Guys Walk Away from Explosions.
Yes, I love it.
And so I talked to the artist and I said, have you ever heard the song, Cool Guys Walk Away from Explosions? He said, no. I said, well, take a listen to that. And that's kind of what I want the cover to feel like. And so he's like, so like an album cover? I'm like, yeah, kind of. And he sent me this and I was like, it's perfect.
They all have to be looking away. It's great.
Exactly. But as a band guy, taking band photos all the time, you can't look at the camera.
Cool people don't look at their own explosions.
Exactly. So we have all the previous issues in here as well. So you're not late to the party. You can catch up as you want. We have all the original 5 issues, and then this last 6th one in here. And here's just some page art. Issue 0. I am not going to take any credit for this artwork because a great friend of mine from Australia offered to redo the original book that my wife scoffed at and put together a beautiful issue 0 for me. So I have a guest artist on issue 0, Nate from Slate Comics. And this is where my art comes in. I drew all of issue 1 and so on. And you can kind of see Caliber is our sarcastic guy, calls the bad guy that's beating his ass a fat bastard and gets beaten even worse.
Hey, I represent that remark.
So I put this page on here for a reason. I walked in the room one day and my daughter was reading my comic book and was dying laughing. And I said, "What's so funny?" And she said, "The line, of course I'm going to back up and hit him again and again and again," and just kept reading it over and over again. So I had to put that in there. And if you know anything about D&D, the line, "I didn't even roll initiative," is great because he really didn't. He just kind of decided he wanted to do that. And then we got our book 3 here. And we do have a talking, smoking, alcoholic cat in the book. And that's
I'm sold. Right now, I'm sold.
I'll show you something else in a minute that I'm really happy to put back into Kickstarter. We did it last time, and I had a lot of people really enjoy this one add-on item, and it has to do with the cat. But yeah, he's great. He in D&D terms, he's a familiar. He's just a very powerful familiar, and he was made because in real life, the character that plays this guy is allergic to cats, and he kept bugging me for a really cool familiar. So I gave him a cat, and I said, if he's around you for more than 4 hours, you take negatives because you're allergic to him. Yeah. Then we got book 4 comes in, and you get to see the heroes in their work attire because they do have jobs, and they work for the company that actually helped create them. And the company is like if Google and Amazon and everybody was one big company and they had more power than they probably should, that's this company. They're tied in with local police force. They help out in different jurisdictions, and so Crit kind of takes on this local security kind of team when they're not being superheroes because it allows them to get an ear to the ground on what's going on. And it doesn't always end well for them, as you can kind of see here. So
we're getting a question from Rose, and it's not even so much a question, but I agree. Full stop. Tell us more about the cat.
Okay, so I'll go hard on this one because the cat is probably my favorite character. Samedi is in our world and our storytelling. He's what's called a Geed, which is actually the same kind of character being as this guy right here. They've been around for God knows how long, centuries on this earth, and they're the original facilitators of life. They're made of a cumulative energy of your imagination. So, in this world, imagination has kind of like died out. It's the real world, because it represents what happened to us as players in real life. We used to play D&D a lot, and our imaginations got killed because of real world events, growing up really. And so what happens when we don't have a lot of imagination going on? Well, things, like cats that talk and demon gods, they go away. So he's there. He the cat knows everything that's really going on where our heroes don't. And in D&D terms, he's like the DM character that can kind of drop some knowledge. Problem is, they never ask the cat anything, even though they know he probably knows what's up. And when they do, he only talks in riddles. So, and he doesn't have to, he just chooses to because he likes fucking with them.
Goddamn drunk cat.
Oh, he is an alcoholic cat. He actually issue 4, there's a cover where he's just drunk on the ground. I will pull it up and share it here in a minute.
Oh,
but yeah,
yes,
he's drunk, passed out on the ground, and he isn't even part of issue 4 because he is hungover the entire time. And he comes back in the beginning of issue 5, and they're all yelling about something, and the cat pops up and goes, "Hey guys, I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch because I am not feeling this right now." So yeah, he's probably my favorite character. But he's very prominent in the rest of the books. He kind of saves everybody's butts.
So we're coming up at the 30-minute mark here, and I want to make sure that you get the last word so that people know where to find you on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, on all the things that are the social medias.
All the things.
And do you have any special appearances that you're going to be making anytime coming up soon?
My calendar is actually booked, and I don't even know half of the shows I'm on, to be honest with you, because Jeff, my marketing guy, I asked him just to book me as much as possible because I work 2 full-time jobs on top of this, and one of my jobs is in taxes. So you can just imagine, Oh, yeah, let me show this. My wife is right. So this is what I wanted to show off. This is in the Kickstarter, and this is Samedi, the cat, as you can see, his little hat and bow tie. We had a really good request for him on this one because last time backers got him and then their kids took him. So now you can get a second one. But yeah, so you can find me mainly on Instagram though. That's where I'm always at. I keep up on my Instagram every day so everyone knows what's going on. And you can find us on HBH Comics or homebrewedcomics.com as well. I keep that regularly updated. And our Kickstarter links are on our Instagram. I think they're in the comments here as well. And they're all over our social media pages. So you can find us at Twitter. It's at Homebrewed Comics, but it's an X instead of a CS, and same with Facebook.
Perfect. So if there's any appearances coming up, do check out his Instagram, his Facebook, his all the books, all the Instagrams, all the media.
Everything's on the Instagram. I have a whole list of links. You can find everything there. Same with the website. If you just go to homebrewedcomics.com, I keep that. All the links are there, so you can just kind of like click around and find stuff. And there's a shop as well, so if you want to pick up some stuff or download some digital copies, if you want to get familiar with the books and see if you want to back it on Kickstarter, if it's worth your time. I do believe issue 0 is still 0 right now on there, so you could probably download it for free and check it out. But yeah, thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate that, getting the word out.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. When you have the trade paperback coming out, when you have your next project coming out, you are more than welcome to come on here and promote it. We want to make sure that people know out there that there's more than just Marvel and DC and Image out there. There's more comics. Check them out, not just all the variant covers on Punisher that came out this week.
The cool thing about Crit that my little elevator pitch is, if and this is from my wife. So if you've ever watched the movie Tag, Crit is our version of Tag. It's really a story just about friends who get together and get superpowers. In real life, this was us after 10 years getting back together, and now we get together every month. And we've been playing the same game for almost 4 years now, which is pretty impressive for D&D because it's hard enough to get people to show up once a month, for a session every month for a year, let alone 4 years. So you're getting a lot of passion in this project that you don't get at the big guys.
Okay, last question. Since you brought up the movie Tag, which one of you plays so hard where you go, dude, take it down a notch?
So that would probably be Boulder or Caliber. Both of them go really hard in the game. And honestly, we've decided a long time ago the three of us could never play in a game because we would try to outdo each other all the time. And so the way we work is Brad and Caliber have like an interesting rivalry yet friendship in real life. And then I also have an interesting friendship with both of them. And the three of us together would just be a shit show. There was a game that we all played together where, and I divulged this last time, and you did say this was 18 plus, so I can say this. Our first game together, I was given by the DM the power of body. I could manipulate my body in any way I wanted. Brad could manipulate mine any way he wanted. And Terrell was given the ability to manipulate matter. Don't ask me what we did there. He could just like create things out of nothing. So we were playing and we hated the game we were playing. We absolutely hated the DM. And the DM was my assistant manager at the time. And we made it so that it went Terrell first, who attacked and stunned the animal. Brad then went and he dazed he used his mind control powers to like distract him from me. And then I went behind it and I grew bigger than this big giant monster and I proceeded to fuck it as hard as I could. My penis out of its mouth, killing it instantly, and the DM closed the book and we never saw him again. So that's how we play.
Nope, stop talking, go to jail.
All right, get this monster fucker out of here.
Great guest, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I don't know if you get comics weekly. We do that. What we do for the next portion of the show is called Comic Book Therapy, where we show off what came out over the course of the week. If you're busy, we understand. You're more than sign off, but otherwise, we're going to be showing books if you want to do it with us.
I can hang out for a little bit. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
I got about 20 minutes. And, I got about 20 more minutes, and I'm going to have to call it a night. But yeah, I'll stay on.
We can handle that. So we're ready to show some books. This is our comic book therapy.
I'm going to get what I want.
Christ.
Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
Oh my god.
Comic books.
Let's get some.
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 Comic books.
All right. So I know a couple of us picked up some books. Some of us kind of skipped this week. Who wants to show up first? Lady, did you pick up some nice old back issues?
I did, and I picked up some front issues too.
Some front-facing issues at that. Let's see it.
All right. So I'm going to show you the newbies first. My LCS doesn't have everything that I want, and that's okay, but I'm just saying that first. Moon Knight, Devil's Reign. I picked that up. I also picked up the Spider-Gwen Gwenverse Greg Land variant. I love Greg Land stuff. I just like him. He's a good guy. I wanted the Agent Carter issue and Hush Your Mouth, Steven Spock. And I got the ugliest one because they only had ugly ones left. And it was between this ugly-ass one and the stupid, I cannot stand Carnage. But I should have got it because Jim Bartell drew it, but like I can't stand Carnage. You did too, Planet Eric, because you've got a good eye. Duh. So I'm seeing an international comic shop on the side.
Slick.
So I got this issue 17. I think this is the character Stegman character variant, and
That's the one. Yep.
One, right. But thing is, just because I didn't get everything I want, I got the one thing I wanted the most. The Honey Badger variant.
Oh, so lucky.
Oh, that's
I
me.
ordered one. I did not get it. Maybe next week. That is slick.
It's so cute. I love it. So this is great, and those are the new books that I got. I could have bought more. I had more, and then I was like, I don't need that shit. So I don't need that shit.
Let's see the good stuff.
I picked up a Twisted Tales by Pacific Comics. This one's the really fucked up story. That, huh?
No, I remember you talking.
Yeah.
You talked about it, or Miracle Man did.
No, I talked about it. G-Man wanted the copy I got, so I found another copy. This is the thing, the Adam Hughes I was talking about. I want a good cover. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is Dawn New Vampirella, Adam Hughes. Coupon inside for free, Dave Stevens. So this is the second print, interestingly enough. But I thought this was super cool, cute, little teasy. Then I picked up needed a couple of Avengers. Got that 250
Oh, I love that cover.
Maelstrom.
Horrendous Hand Monday. That's a great cover.
Yeah. So, anyways, double size, double fist.
We like getting fisted around here.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, quit telling all our business.
You made a sketch with crayons and a bottle of whiskey. I want to see that. If I want a good cover for Captain Carter, I actually bought a couple off the interweb. So then
I've never seen this cover before.
dude,
This is nice.
it's an early
Attacked by the
Perez
Ant-Man?
on
Nice.
Avengers.
The creepy crawlies. That's awesome.
It feels like they're moving.
It does. That's so great.
And see,
Scarlet
look
Witch
at
is awesome.
Ant-Man. He's warped up. And he's warped up to punch him. to punch Captain America and Black Panther in the chin at the same time.
Dang. That's a
Cold
great cover.
blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Meanwhile, Scarlet Witch is just like, get this off of me!
Speaking of punching people in the faces.
No! I'm done. I'm out. That's like my favorite cover.
I'm sorry, Ace, you might have to kind of look away.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert. Oh, look at the little kitty. And he's playing with the tiny little chick. Wait, you're here for comic books, you dumb asshole! It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the
Hide the children. It's a banger alert.
Oh my god. He
So
just hits
anyways,
the
yeah.
forest.
They had this out, and I picked it up.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks, dude. So that is that's my my haul for today. With the new release being this is man, that's great.
That's hot.
It's so cute. Okay.
It's
and
adorable.
It pairs really well with. Let me show you this one.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
cover.
Isn't that perfect? Perfect. See? Well, I can't because I'm not coordinated, but go to the next person.
It's all good.
All right, who wants to show next? Ace or Comics on the Mind?
My will is good.
I can go next.
All right.
So first, I got the Saga bookmark that was exclusive to the midnight release because my LCS loves me and knows that I collect bookmarks.
You found
I
it.
did.
Yay.
Super cool.
got
Thanks, Dusty.
Bolero number 2. A dark interlude.
Wait, is that issue 4?
3.
Oh, okay. Because 4 and 5 has been solicited over and over and over and over.
Yeah. Getting Dizzy ended, and it was adorable. Harley Quinn.
Oh, cool.
Sideways, like it.
No, that way.
Oh, that's cool.
You're cool.
No way. I'm nerdy.
You're a nerdy.
This is the like the reprint of Heathen from Vault, and it's a shiny cover.
I was wondering if that was that 1 in 10 or 1 in 25. It has a similar cover from that first issue.
It's just like the reprint that they did for the 50-year anniversary.
Ooh.
Yeah. Got New Masters.
Caroline is a
Radio
fantastic lady. Ooh, Radio Apocalypse. Okay.
Almost dropped a bunch of stuff. Rush. And then another Rush.
Got to keep Vault in business.
I do. Personally, have to keep them in business.
Personally.
Step by Bloody Step was one of my favorite series. I started, so I like that.
What's it about?
So first it's like a silent comic, so there's no like words in it. But this girl wakes up in the hands of this like giant robot thing, and it's like
Interesting.
trying to protect her and stuff.
Huh.
And then Hollowed North.
Okay.
We had the creator on a few months ago. And then You'll Never Guess What This Is.
Oh, but it looks
Maria
beautiful.
Louvet.
Richie Rich. Michael, do you know who Ace is?
Ew. And then my favorite comic to come out this month was Rockstar and Soft Boy. It's a comic about ABBA. So
Nice.
She's a comic book? That's hilarious.
Well, I was this many days old until I learned that there was an ABBA comic.
we'll
Oh,
listen to
hell
ABBA.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious. No
That's
way.
amazing.
Did that comic seem to you on the rack? Did it say, "Take a chance on me"?
The end, they wear like the
Oh
ABBA's
my
like
gosh.
famous cat outfits.
Faboosh.
Great. But they're like best friends and they like met at an ABBA show.
So basically, what is that show? Muriel's Wedding. Muriel's Wedding's very much based
What's up,
around.
John?
Hey, John.
So, brother.
You would like Muriel's Wedding, I think, Ace, and if not,
It was a good
I'll watch
movie.
it.
I'm not a huge ABBA fan, but even I like that. And hi, John.
Excuse
Thank
you?
for helping
You're
me
not
out.
a huge ABBA fan?
I shouldn't have said anything.
for all out there
You
who
about
have
to
not
get beat up,
watched
bruh.
Muriel's Wedding, watch Muriel's Wedding.
It's good. It really is good.
Here's a line from it. "You're terrible, Muriel." Sorry, no.
We're a weird little bunch here.
Sorry.
So do you have any more books, Ace?
No.
Right. Comics on the mind. Did you pick up anything or anything get sent?
I got this.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
That's
You're beautiful.
yeah.
Alex Ross, so awesome. Shout out to my old roommate. She gifted this to me, so I'm about to find somewhere to hang this up. I might redo my room. And
yeah,
find
you're
a
running
place
out
for
of
it.
wall room.
Oh, I have a whole wall over here that's empty, so I got plenty of wall space.
Yeah, you can just keep changing up the camera and where you place it in the room.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do, and move my bed.
If I could move my bed into this room, I would.
That'd be the
actually
ultimate
did.
chill spot.
Yeah, that's what Homebrew did, and now I got to live my life like him. But first, I got to get married first. Maybe.
What you do is you get a couch.
Those
that
all
folds
of your
out to a
books,
bed.
Ace?
Yeah.
My wife
Okay.
didn't like the fact that I had developed. I almost died a few years ago. I was given like 3 days to live, and
Oh shit!
after that, I developed snoring. I didn't snore ever, and then
Sleep apnea.
yeah. So I developed that through my heart almost gave out, and I gained like 45 pounds overnight. It was a mess.
Shit!
And so when we got married, shortly after that, I developed a snoring habit. And so when we moved into our house, she kicked me out of the room. She was like, "I have to work." She's like, "I'm tired of staying up till 3 a.m. looking at you like I want to kill you." And so I had a futon in this room. This is like my office area, nerd room, man cave. And I had this really uncomfortable futon. And she's like, "Well, if I'm going to kick you out, I'm going to get you a nice bed." So she got me a nice bed for the the nerd room.
I snore, so it's like that's why I'm laughing.
Yep.
So here's how you cure that. And it's not really a cure, and I can't believe I'm talking about this on a comic book YouTube show, but sleep apnea is a real thing. You just go to a sleep doctor, and they will it's the only way you can actually get it. They prescribe for you a little unit. You put it over your face.
Yeah, I had a buddy that used to wear one of those. Yeah.
No snoring.
But the machine is loud as fuck, though.
You can do things about that. It's just like paying a little more per unit. Then you're back in bed instead of a food. I
It's
slept
funny.
on
We
a
like
couch
visit each
for-
other in our rooms.
Daddy's a
Even if-
robot.
Daddy's Darth Vader.
Oh, speaking of, I was going to say, I picked this up a few weeks ago. I'm still reading it, but this is what I've been reading lately.
Oh, nice.
I usually do like trades and things because I get to, if I want to read something, I want to read like all of it at once, and I hate waiting. And so, yeah, this is what I've been reading lately. This, and I got the Boba Fett like compendium. Huge Star Wars fan.
Nice.
I see all the trades.
She likes Bane. That's funny. Yeah, so she could deal with a breathing mask.
Dusty.
I didn't know that.
CPAP machine. That's what they're called.
The one, my friend's machine was loud. Maybe it's just I'm just triggered because of that. But that was college.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the trade game too. I've been reading Saga issue number 2. This has been a great read.
Oh man,
I heard great.
I
things.
had
I have not.
I had a
checked it out.
cry earlier. Oh yeah, if you can get the compendium, pick it up. It's worth it. It's definitely worth the read.
Yeah, so Kirk, when you get to this real cliffhanger scene, and you'll know what I mean when you get there, stop reading for 3 years so you can feel like all the rest of us, and then pick it back up with that issue. But it's worth the wait. It really was worth the wait.
Yeah.
Any other comics to show off, or do I have to show
No, that's it. Go ahead and do your thing.
all this?
Show your Gigantamundo stacks
Oh,
on
Lordy.
stacks on stacks.
All right, so here we go. Comic books that came out today. I guess I'll blow myself up. All right, these are the comics that came out today. We'll start with the. It's about even with the DC stuff. These are all the indies. We'll start off with second print, Cowboy Bebop.
Who? What?
Cowboy Bebop, second print.
Oh,
Well, it's done
it looks
by.
cool, but that's
It's
about it.
Inyuk Lee, but Inyuk Lee's pencils. Cool paint. They didn't have the original cover for FOC when it was solicited, so I just wanted to see what it looked like. And it's okay. I was about to put it back thinking that it was just a variant of issue 2. I was a fan of Cowboy Bebop. The live action Netflix series is not bad. It's anime. It's hard to adapt down. Yeah, just ask somebody like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, well, Biggie's right. You're always buying bullshit.
I know. Crossover. I haven't read like the last 4 issues, but how about this? Jeff DeCall cover.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
Jeff DeCall. If I see his name on a book, I'm probably going to buy it. I mean, he did the cover for issue 50 on what was it? Deadly Class, and they're releasing issue 52 without a DeCall cover. That 51, you're going to want that. Here is King of Spies as the final issue, and Mark Millar. Let's see if he lands the ship. Next up, we got some Lady Mechanica. Looking at the
That's cool.
show your books. Show them books, lady. Finally getting to all the chat comments. All right, Little Monsters is the Mugen cover, and this is a cool looking cover. But issue 2 was solicited on FOC. I didn't order it because it was really huge for the independents, and I haven't gotten a chance to read issue 1. Hopefully, if it's good, I can get it. Meanwhile, Chip Zdarsky, issue 4 of New Bern, is a cool little crime story. And I get everything that Chip Zdarsky puts in it.
Did that Little Monsters just come out today?
Just today, and he just had Ace with the B cover. This is the B cover to Nocturna. I don't know if I'll be continuing like forever, but as long as this printing is for some reason I'm picking it up. Red Room. This is some cool, violent stuff. If you're underneath the age of 18, it's probably made specifically for you. You know what I mean by that. Oh, there's violence. There's violence on the internet. Yeah, it's just drawings. Some people just get, oh no, it's too much for me. It's not Faust. Spawn.
I cannot believe you. This is ridiculous.
Man, I want that cover.
This is toilet paper.
I get so much Spawn. I have a full long box of Spawn that I need to get rid of.
I'm sorry. I'm going with what Biggie says. Is you buy so much.
I think we should all pitch in to buy his Spawn collection and just like throw it in the trash.
No, burn them.
Okay. I have something that I know a lot of
Trade
people
them
out there.
shits.
And yes, Planet Arizona, that was the call cover. It's awesome. Now,
What
here's
are you
something else.
saving it for? The Spawn
I'm
collection.
saving the Spawn to get something I really care about. And maybe that might be the first appearance of Clea and a few like
Turok
things like that. Things I actually care about. Spawn, it's cheap. It's $2.99. They go up almost automatically because people like Spawn. Oh my god, I didn't get like.
We're not
2
talking
months
anymore
ago.
about him. We're not talking anymore about it.
I don't even know what we're talking about. So here's the next thing that if y'all didn't know about this, hopefully you find out about it tonight on this show. If you ordered We Live and you only got one cover, you made a mistake. You should have got them both. Now, why is that? I'm not saying it because, hey, both covers are cool looking. Both have separate, completely different stories. They're completely different comics.
I did not know that.
And so
I can't wait to read this. I love We Live. It was one of my favorite series that came out the last year, although now they're going in the more superhero line. I was liking the whole children trying to run away from a dying Earth and then they get picked off one by one. It's really brutal. All right,
John,
What?
for Women of Marvel, did you get Honey Badger, John? You just got to say yes or no, Honey Badger. Okay, go. You can go back to yourself. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay, here's the DC stuff. Batgirls, issue number 5. This is from the Batman release, and this one is, and yes, I am a sucker, but hey, I'm a sucker that has this stuff too.
Yeah,
I just buy a lot of stuff.
You're okay. We don't judge you.
No,
I
it's
do.
okay. Judge me all you want. My last
Okay.
name's worse. I can take it. So this is the John Boy Myers cover. I love John Boy Myers' artwork. His art is very energetic. It kind of reminds me of like more on some issues, but just a lot more kinetic. Here's Batman Urban Legends. From what I hear, this is when they introduced the new super pets, and I don't mean the old like Squeaky and Comet fucking ones they're going to be using in this new movie that I don't plan on seeing. Here's one of my favorite covers of the week, and you know what it is. Irving Rodriguez on Detective Comics.
Oh yeah, he's been really, really stunning stuff.
From even if you're not a fan of the
That's
model,
beautiful.
you can't deny just the masterful artwork.
This is like Middleton level. I mean, just really,
Came out of nowhere, and it's not that he came out of nowhere, it's just he wasn't a comic book artist. He works over in Italy, and they went, hey, we'll pay you a shit ton of money. Can you do 12 issues of Detective? I like money, yes. So I love his artwork. I look forward to it. Here's Lee Bergermo with a dead-looking Robin on the cover.
That's a Pieta if I ever saw one.
Can't get over that cover, that it's not a photo cover. Yeah, I know what you mean on that detective thing. And yeah, it kind of does look a little like Taylor Swift, and he captures the emotions.
It's her goth phase. She's going through a goth phase right now, so.
She's been going through a goth phase since like 1991. Oh no, I revealed her secret identity. Just like
No, you didn't. John did.
Here's Future State. That's all I have to say about that. Although Future State is becoming actual DC now because they're going to kill off the Justice League and replacing them all with their new legacy characters, which I don't have a problem with.
I am Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I need to take a shit. I've been doing that for an hour.
What did Robert Pattinson sound like as Batman?
Robert Pattinson just sounded like this.
Oh, like.
Yep, exactly.
I lost. No, that's Christian Bale. I lost my voice. He sounds more like that.
Huh. So he's
Michael Eaman. I'm fat, man. Okay, I'll quit. Don't quit, Biggie. It's fine. I can take it. My last name is Worst. Believe me, I have to deal with attorneys here that all think that I'm just like the absolute worst, even though they don't know my last name.
Batman's
They all call me Mrs. Court Reporter. Here we go. This is Nubia. I think this is the final issue. This is a really pretty looking Kyle Baker cover.
Yeah, that is cool. Spock Man. Do you see this, Steven Spock? Reflection.
Yep. Take note, Nubia issue 6, the B cover. Here is Tom Taylor as the part 2 that continues on from Nightwing that came on last week. And, well, Nightwing kind of forgot to take little Clark's boy under his wing, so now he's getting a chance to do that while saving the world. And here's the Rose Besh cover of Trial of the Amazons. I didn't get the regular one, but at least I got that.
That's cool.
And thank you so much, Michael Iman. Some cough drops for everyone, especially me, because I always sound like this, like Harvey Firestein after a trucker show.
Have you done Marvel yet?
Yep, here comes Marvel.
All right.
This is the last of it, because this is the big stack, and then we can end the show.
Let Kurt back on.
Oh, where's Kirk? Kirk dropped.
Sorry,
Hey, Kirk.
I literally dropped my keyboard and then like refreshed my page.
What the hell?
Better the keyboard than the comics.
What the heck?
I need to jump off, guys, but thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
NB,
Thank you
your
so much,
collection
man.
back there. I need to work on mine now that I'm unpacking. I'm unpacking my stuff from the 80s, and some of it didn't survive, sadly. But again, thanks everyone, and if anybody can check out Crit on Kickstarter, I appreciate it, and I'd love to come back on and talk comics sometime.
Anytime.
Absolutely. Here's the link at the bottom here for those that might just be joining us. We were talking about at the start of the show, Homebrewed Comics and CRIT Crit. You can find the website at hbhcomics.com. Thank you so much, Homebrewed Comics, for coming on the show. You're welcome anytime.
Really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Two. All right, last few of the Marvel. It's a huge goddamn stack. Amazing Spider-Man number 92. Then they're going to start with volume 6 after they finish with 93 next month or next week. It seems like these things are rolling out way too fast. Hey, the second print of Black Panther. It's a $5.99 issue, but it's gorgeous.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's worth the $5.99.
Mine didn't have one.
If yours didn't, I can probably ask John and get one for you.
I think I've ordered one. Hopefully it'll come.
Okay. Here is Captain Carter, the regular cover. This one was really way ordered on my shop, so there should be plenty. And thank you, Steven Spock. I am Dr. Demento. And it's sad to find hot books and realize that they're still there because of damages. Here's that big cover of the Infinity Spoiler.
Why did you get the ugly ass one?
Because that was the only other one that they had.
Oh.
Here's the second print of Daredevil Woman Without Fear number 1. With Creighton
Man,
on the
we don't
cover.
get shit at mine.
Here's Devil's Reign number 6, where we already kind of know what's going to happen in here, because if you read Moon Knight from last week, they already spoiled this. They spoiled the Moon Knight with Daredevil. Where is it here? I have it right here. Devil's Reign. This one here, they ruined the entire storyline from the previous issue of Moon Knight that came out last week. So, I guess I could read it. Might not. Who knows?
Pigeon.
Superior 4. This is some Doc Ock goodness. And the first 2 issues are pretty good, so I'm kind of curious to see where he's going with that, since he's taken the Superior, the Sinister Six from all these different realities. The worst of the worst. Eternals. I haven't read it since issue.
Oh, damn. Carol. Carol. That's Carol.
Carol's on the cover. See?
I wish I could have gotten the A cover to the Gwen thing, but I don't mind Greg Land.
I'm sure you can find. I didn't get the Greg Land. I got this.
I know, I like that one. But
And I got this.
It's
okay. It's her as Nighthawk. Speaking of Hawks, here's Hawkeye. I think it's the final issue of the series. Here's Moon Knight, issue 7 reprint.
Dang.
Here is, okay, I kind of went heavy on this, but I'm a huge fan. Despite the fact I don't have his first appearance back again yet. I'll get it again one day soon. Punisher, number 1. Punisher, number 1.
Oh gosh, Rob.
Punisher, number 1. And Punisher, number 1.
I'll slap you.
Why do you have so much Punisher?
It can get worse because I have Timeless cover A. I don't have the stupid Miss Minutes because somehow I just didn't order it. And the second print also not with Miss Minutes because I couldn't afford it. And well, at least I got this Miracle Man on the cover with a female Black Panther.
That's really cool. Third print? Is that the third print?
That is the third.
Wow, that's very cool.
You're laughing at me. It's okay. I laugh at myself.
What?
Just like this second print, because this second print isn't Adam Hughes.
Oh,
It's still cool looking. It's Burkell.
Yeah, but that one's really cool too.
It's the color. I love the colors. Even though I'm colorblind.
Same. That color makes my eyes happy, like a hummingbird or some shit.
That makes my brain tingle. Kind of like Strange Academy, and knowing that this is about ready to end.
Oh, last issue's 18, right?
Yep. Next issue. Here's the cover that you got with gas lamp, gas light gas. I feel lightly gassy. Thor. This is another issue from Kate's, and I guess the Hammer of God.
Dude,
Hammers, Man God.
I picked it up and I put that fucker back.
You're done with Kate's, I guess.
I'm done. He's
How about some Ram V?
No.
Ram V with some Brian Hitch. I'll take some Hitch.
No.
And they're about ready to reboot it. And I guess when I ordered it, I didn't realize it was the second print. But hey, guess what? I don't have the first. So I'm good with having the second. I don't remember ordering this, but hey, it's fine having the second.
Wow.
Yeah. And all right, there was so much released this week that I don't really know what Marvel is thinking, because you kind of want to leak some X-Men here and there, not all at the same time. They wound up releasing The Death of Wolverine at the same time that they released Life of Wolverine. I mean, cool cover, but who knows if I'll ever get around to reading it because there's so much volume. And the last thing that I picked up, because it's a Kitty Pryde issue, and I think it's Claremont even writing it.
Man, that's so cool. We don't get nothing like that.
Who's writing it? Chris Claremont.
Excalibur.
I know.
And this takes place before Excalibur. So if you need it, my shop had a bunch. I'll pick one up.
See if you can get one, get me one. What up,
more?
That was all the issues that came out this week, and I don't have anything else to show. And that Timeless variant was the only copy of Punisher that you got. Sorry, Planet, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to find them in dollar bins because they put the hell at them. Just ask Lady, because she'll find it for $0.25.
No, I won't. Maybe. But they had one at mine, and I grabbed it, and then I put it back. So, whatever.
Got no idea how to stop shit stays open in business other than the sports cards he sells. All right, so after going through all the comments, thank you all so much for joining us, watching our show tonight. So we're going to go around the room, see if there's anything that anybody's going to be appearing on later in the week or anything going on the channel. Lady, anything going on your channel?
No, not on mine. Well, we'll probably hang out Friday, I guess. Friday night. I don't know if you're down, but we may. I mean, yeah. So, and then Saturday, on Southern Comic Geeks, we're doing the Saturday morning cartoon crew, 1 p.m. Central Time on his channel. 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Yeah. So yeah, saying yes a lot. Check it out if you want to get some good deals and hear dad jokes, because they tell dad jokes. Also, next week, I'm gonna talk to my buddy Metarog, and hopefully he's still available. But he is a community member, and
Roger is awesome.
Yeah, and so hopefully you guys will be able to meet Roger, and if not, that'll be okay too. But I hope he doesn't have plans. I hope he's still available. Anyways, yeah. Woo.
Yeah, it's our community episode next week. So those of you that watch the show regularly, we're switching things up a little. We do like interviewing creators, but we also like taking a time out to interview some people that are part of the comic book community. This way you get to learn about him, even though I'm sure y'all know who Metarog is. A little bit more, so tune in next week. Ace, do you have anything coming up on your show or any your channel, Twitter, anything?
No.
Might be some indie reviews, so check them out on Reader Unnatural on Twitter.
Yep.
Kirk, still working on that Invincible. Going to be doing any reviews?
Yes,
Saga?
the next, of course. Well, Saga, I'm just reading for myself. But the next installment of the show I do with JP Budget Collecting for Invincible, going over Invincible, is this Tuesday coming up. So check it out on, if you're sub to JP, then you should already know. So just make sure you hit that bell. And then the new show that I've been doing, Comic Book Jive, the Monday Night Jive, Comic Book Jive, will be our next episode. Will be this Monday coming up. Come check it out. It's West Coast time, so for my East Coast people, it's gonna be at 11 o'clock y'all times. But if you're up, come check us out. It's 8 o'clock every other Monday. So
I can stay up till 11 o'clock. It's that staying up until 1 or 2 in the morning thing that gets a little hard. But speaking of which, lady, you and I might be on Robert the G-Man Galvin's channel. He does these things every Saturday.
Oh, yeah. He sent me a message, so I'll have to get my nap in for sure, because I was supposed to be on last week, and I just...
I tried doing it last week. And
you had to bounce because you was getting tired.
I couldn't do it. My brain was a fart.
Also, I think I'm gonna be on the hunt this Friday. I forgot.
No, do you have a character?
All I know is I just need to talk to Tony, but some shit went down, and now I'm a champion. So I might have to defend. So
that's hilarious. Dan is trying to get me to do that too. So
yeah,
I might be on there one day too.
It was funny. So yeah, man,
that's hilarious.
Well, I'm not going to try and do too much reaching to pat myself on the back, but I did wind up winning Comic Gories this past Monday. So
shit! Congrats!
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to beat anybody. It
was that Fantastic 48, wasn't it? I knew it.
I played straight through with Kirby. So
I fucking knew it.
For any out there, if you voted for me, thank you so much. And Dave's Comics, check that dude out. He's in the chat earlier. That guy makes me look like I have garbage. He's on the level of Mr. White Gloves, and he's going to be playing on Comic Board. But that has basically been a full episode of Not Near Mint. Next week, we're going to be returning for episode 135 with Metarog for our community episode. Meanwhile, thank you all, replay viewers. If you're watching this and it's not live, well, it's a replay. If it's past 10 o'clock, it's live. We thank you so much for watching. We'll see y'all next week. We love y'all so much. Read your comics and keep them buying, and we'll see you again very soon. Love you.
Love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.